Thank you, and welcome to our spring concert for our bands this evening. Before our next selection, I just want to acknowledge someone who's helped us a lot for this semester, and that is our student teacher who was here for the first part of our semester, Chelsea Anderson. Is Chelsea here somewhere? There you are, Chelsea. Thank you. There's this vicious rumor going around, and I had to go to New York to find this out, but I was told that you are engaged to Mr. Corey Seepy. Is that rumor true? Congratulations to Chelsea. Don't worry, your secret's safe with us. The next piece that we'll do in American Elegy is an absolutely beautiful piece of music that speaks to our students very closely, and I think it speaks to all of us. It was premiered actually April 23rd in the year 2000. And it was commissioned by the University of Colorado and the Columbine High School Band for the year commemoration of the tragedy at Columbine High School. And I thought it would be appropriate to do that this year with Sandy Hook just being a few months ago. But the commission, they called the composer Frank DeKelly. They asked him if he would be willing to do this piece of music and explain what it was for. And he said he was just too busy, had too many things going on, he just couldn't do it. He said he barely slept that entire evening, thought about it the entire time. The little time that he slept, he dreamt of the main theme of this piece, and he called him up immediately in the morning and said, I'm going to do this. He said that this piece of music was the fastest piece of music that ever came to him. All the music came together within 2 weeks. What I would like to try to do is explain to you as parents and audience kind of how we go through the process of the piece itself. So if you bear with me for a few minutes. So with this piece, the composer talks about, and he composed 3 main themes. There's one theme of hope, there's one theme of serenity, and there's one theme of sadness. And he talks about the piece starting from the ground, starting from the exact bottom of our ensemble, the lowest pitches that we can have. So let me just demonstrate a little bit of that. So can we hear that from bassoons and bass clarinet at the beginning? Just a few bars of it. 2, 3. So you can see that it starts from very quiet and it builds and builds into this huge theme. And this is the first theme that he presents in the piece. Matt, can you play that at 11? Is it 11? 9? I don't remember the numbers, I remember the tune. Yeah, 9 please. That's the first theme, and you'll hear that throughout the piece. Then the main theme of the piece that he talks about as serenity, and he actually says, with head bowed in prayer. And you'll hear that in the French horns first. Corey, would you play some of that? There are these, there's a third theme that he adds that he calls the sadness theme. Clarinets, bass clarinet, was that 63? 63. Ready? 2, 3. Okay, thank you. Okay, so that's the third theme. then he adds little motives all the way through this. And one of them is this little motive that he talks about moving forward, trying to get beyond this tragedy, both emotionally and in terms of the loss. So why don't we take that in the clarinet's vibes and bass clarinet, and that's the last 2 bars, right? Okay, and within this is this kind of pushing forward, and there's always this little church bell ringing sound. Okay, thank you. Okay, and that comes throughout the piece. Another thing that you'll hear is you'll hear the theme stated, one of those themes, and then all of a sudden all the chords will be there, and it will be the absence of the theme, obviously stating the loss. And then after all of that, he starts really quietly on this 4-part canon of that theme, and it builds and it builds and it builds kind of the apex of this, the emotion of this piece, which happens to lead into the Columbine alma mater. Now, he wanted to use the Columbine alma mater, and he found that Columbine High School didn't have an alma mater, so he wrote it. And he wrote one for them that they still use today. I actually checked on it today again. They still are using the same alma mater. So, Colin, you want to play that? So it's, we are Columbine, we are all Columbine, is what it's stated. And then kind of music recedes almost to nothing, and you'll hear kind of you'll hear an offstage trumpet that he's suggesting is a celestial voice speaking to all of us. Then finally, he turns the piece around. All 3 parts, all 3 themes get presented at the same time. And it really creates confusion. It's actually hard for the students because they have to really pay attention because it gets all blurry with the sounds. And it finally leads into the main theme of hope again. And so it's as if, we've come to grips with what's happening and the emotion of it. And then the last little statement finally leads you to this pushing on, moving, trying to move forward through all of this. So this is an American Elegy.